Hello, YouTubers. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me, Miss PDINA, or Lady PDINA, because we know I have a title. Yes, I do. I have a title, because I got myself a title. And Otis here. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And just so that you know, I am starting back up my Patreon. So everyone that is a member of my Patreon, new videos to come. And for everyone that is not a member of my Patreon, please sign up to be a part of my Patreon so that you can always be in contact with me and everything that I am doing. I have some travels coming up, some really exciting things. And you definitely want to be a part of my Patreon, where I upload all the things about my life, my personal life, and my past life as an actress, and my life as a charity worker. I work for a charity and that I founded, and all the other things that I do, sometimes with my family. So if you would like to be a part of these journeys, please sign up for my Patreon. The link is in the description. And if you're one of my YouTube members, yes, YouTube is YouTube, right? And I'm going to be uploading something on YouTube, but I'm just hearing a lot of things that I'm not happy about, and I got to see what's going on. So yeah, my YouTube members, videos are going to be coming up there before the end of the month. And send me a message, every one of my members, and let's talk. I mean, are you happy with what's going on with YouTube? And I know a lot of people are trying to fight things that are happening on their channels, and I'm just hoping that we don't have any more issues. But it is what it is. So we'll continue talking about these things as well. So let's get into what we're talking about today. Today, talking about Harry and his charity and the big trouble and mess that he is in, and my opinion on it all. These are very serious allegations that are being put out there that Harry needs to be perking up and paying more attention to. And my whole grievance with him is that he has no business being in Hollywood with all the mess that is happening with this charity. What is he doing? Let's get into it. Okay, so most recently, what we're hearing now is that Harry's charity launches rape and torture investigation. There are a lot of things that have been happening, and Harry is at the top head of this. And this is a big issue for him in terms of his branding, because the way he has responded, that I'm going to let you know about, I don't think is a significant response. It's not a good enough response for him. But let me just give you some information about what is actually happening. So the African Parks, which counts Prince Harry as a director, they have launched this investigation into all these allegations around their guards and how they are torturing people. They are, I don't want to say the word a lot, but the R word. They are doing all these horrible things to these people in the jungle. The Survival International organization, which represents the indigenous people, contacted the African Parks and Harry and Meghan directly to warn them of the accusations by the indigenous people within the Congo. And a journalist from the Mail on Sunday interviewed a number of these Baka people who have alleged these abuses against the guards, including a woman, and this is what is just so horrible, a woman who says that she was being AR'd while holding her baby. Just the inhumanity of these people. It is just disgusting. And okay, I'm just going to continue with the story before I move on to my comments. So they're saying that some guards are bad people and their activity should be stopped. What they are doing is cruel and inhumane. When Harry became aware of these serious allegations, they're saying that he escalated them to the CEO and chairman of the board of the African Parks, which are the appropriate people who are to handle this. But I have a problem with that. Well, I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. So these attacks appear to have taken place against the backdrop of the efforts to prevent tribes people from entering certain areas of the forest. African Parks has said that in their annual report that part of its role in the park is to support communities in developing income generating activities to improve the living conditions and to reduce the dependence on the unsustainable exploitation of the Azala's natural resources. Now, here is the thing that the Survival International is saying directly to Harry. This is what they're asking him to do, because he is a part of the organization that is funding and supporting these guards that are doing these horrible things. He is the one that is at the helm of all of this. And they're calling for Harry to step down from the board of African parks and for his funders to withdraw their support, so that the people that are doing these horrible things are no longer funded, which Harry is a part of. And what is so horrible is, why is Harry not there? Why is he not over in Africa addressing these issues? Because apparently having the access to say, okay, I'm telling the people who are in charge to do something. Well, they haven't done anything. You know why? Because this has been going on since at least last year, probably longer. It's just now reaching us. It's just now getting to where we can actually hear about these atrocities. Others are telling Harry to stop supporting African parks. They're saying he is a very powerful man. He eats well. He lives well. But we don't have anything now. And it's all because of African parks. Maybe he doesn't know what they are doing to our people, but if he was a good person, he'd stop the pain and suffering caused to our community. And this is why I believe Meghan, on top of everything that she and Harry are doing, is so dangerous to Harry. Because instead of doing the meaningful work that they talked about doing when they started their Archwell Foundation, they're frolicking over in Jamaica, doing all these things to highlight their brand and to highlight themselves on red carpets, while the people within the organization that Harry is a part of are committing these horrible crimes. And all he has been known to do is to say, okay, I'm going to tell the people in charge, y'all do something. Y'all do something. Well, they haven't done anything. So if they haven't done anything, why is he still calling for them to do something? He's known about this, but yet he sits his butt in privilege in America doing absolutely nothing. Now, if he were still a part of the royal family, he would have had the resources, the people to take care of these things for him, to let him know what's happening so that he could effectively have good results in trying to combat the issues that are happening. But because he is frolicking over in America with this woman who is only thinking about herself and what is good for her and her career, her husband is not meeting the need of something that we thought was important to him and doing something that is actually meaningful. Because what they're doing in Hollywood, I can tell you as I am sitting here right now, is not meaningful. It makes no sense to be doing what he is doing in America. This is what Harry said in 2019. Since my first trip to Africa as a young boy, I knew I would keep returning to this continent if I could, for its wildlife, for its people, and for its vast expanse. I say, then do it, Harry. Do it. Because obviously what you're doing now is not meaningful enough for you to actually warrant you even getting an award on behalf of the work you're doing for this charity, because that's exactly why the people with the aviation award that he got gave him this leadership award, because of his work with his charity. So while he and Meghan sit back, get these awards, eat well, live well, fly all over the world in private jets, he's not really making the meaningful change that he vowed to do. African parks is something that Harry wanted to be a part of, but yet he is not doing the work. He is not doing the things that are meaningful that his mother would have done. I believe had Diana known about this, she would have been there. Because how can you effectively make change when you're not there? Making a phone call is just a phone call in hopes that the people that you're telling to do something do it. But how do you really know? Because I can tell you this, if your boss is on the phone telling you to do something, it's one thing. But if you're actually there with your boss in person and you're being told to do something, things are going to happen because you're in person with your boss. So this is why what Harry is doing in California, and I don't even know, maybe Harry is tormented by it all. Maybe he's feeling conflicted, but I doubt it. What effect and change is he really making in California as somebody who is trying to, be a handbag for his wife so she can frolic around trying to get her superficial life going in California? It is just senseless and meaningless. Harry also goes on to say that he is hugely grateful for their charity of purpose and is more motivated now more than ever to advance the protecting of wild places for wildlife, for people, and for generations to come. Hollow words, Harry. Hollow. He also went on to say, I want us all to be able to tell our children that, yes, we saw this coming with the determination and help from an extraordinary group of committed individuals and did what was needed to restore these essential ecosystems. I don't see how you can make effective change with the ecosystems when you have people who are creating vile acts of torture and and doing things that are unspeakable, especially the harm that is coming for the children. I mean, you think about the power that Harry has and how he is using to flaunt his power around to be the handbag of his wife to get celebrity. How superficial is that? How meaningless is that? How just degrading is it? Does he not have any kind of moral compass to understand that what he is doing for his superficial wife has devalued him? To see that that is not anything of meaning and where he could be using the power that he has as a member of the royal family? Why are you using it for something that is so superficial? And I can completely agree that Harry needs to step down. They need to stop funding this African parks because they clearly cannot have the work that would warrant them being paid done. Harry can't even be there in a meaningful way to cause change. If you're going to be a part of something and you have the power by name and affiliation to cause real change, to help people, why are you not doing it when you vowed to do these things? This is what I don't understand about Harry, and even more so for Meghan in her superficial life. We're going to help the people. We want to do good in the world. We want to cause change. We want to do all these great things. We good people. We help people. No, you don't. You don't help nobody but yourself. You're self-centered. You're egotistical. You only think about how you can have a good life and look like you have power via your social media branding or your branding within Hollywood, but you don't really care to do change, meaningful change that is going to give people a good life who have absolutely nothing. It is atrocious to me. It is appalling. It is so disgusting to me that I don't know that I could ever be happy for Harry and Meghan when they do good things, because these bad things have been happening and they knew about it. They knew about it because they go on to say that we became aware of these allegations last year via a board member who received a letter from Survival International. So the people within the organization knew about it, who no doubt told Harry, because now Archewell, their foundation, responded. The Archewell Foundation responded on behalf of this charity. So Archewell is Harry and Meghan. So Meghan has now put her foot in this. to be a part of helping the people of these forest areas over there in Congo. She has put her foot in it via their charity. So they're both liable. They're both responsible for this. Because what they did is they released a statement through the foundation of Archwell and emphasized his proactive response upon learning of the allegations. When the Duke became aware of, this is what their statement said, when the Duke became aware of these serious allegations, he immediately escalated them to the CEO and chairman of the Board of African Parks, the appropriate people to handle the next steps. This underscores Harry's commitment to ensuring accountability and ethical conduct within the organizations he is affiliated with. And you know what I say? I say, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. Because if you were, you would instead put your butt on a private plane to go do something about these atrocities instead of putting your butt on a private jet to go to a premiere in Jamaica. But we see where Harry's commitment lies. His commitment lies in being the handbag to his wife. That is what is important to him, because he'll get on a jet for her in a nanosecond. But will he do it for the people and the causes that he cares about? I think not. They go on to say that his swift action in escalating these allegations to the top leadership of African Parks reflects his dedication to addressing these grave concerns head on. And you know what that is? That's just Harry just continuing to try to make himself look like he's doing the right thing with a bunch of pretty sounding words. And that's all they are words. When you have things like this happening, you don't need pretty words. You need action. You need to get your butt over to Africa and do something. That's what you need to do, Harry. All I keep seeing are Harry is saying this. Harry demands action. Harry this, Harry that. Harry should not be having his words echoed as he's doing something. He needs to show that he's actually doing something and go there. How can you really affect change by the power of your name when you're not really physically there to see that the change is happening or that steps are being taken to make a difference? They go on to say that Harry's African charity rangers have arred and beat tribespeople. Rainforest families claim years of abuse at the hands of guards who work for conservation body, which has Prince Harry as director, and beg him to intervene. And I think the word intervene is not send a message to tell somebody to do something. Intervene means get your butt over there and actually do something and stop playing around like you're making yourself valuable and useful for that superficial wife of yours. It just is sickening to me that he can't see where he really is needed and to effectively make change. But yet he, on behalf of his wife, through Archwell Foundation, put out a statement that lets everyone know, oh, we're doing something. It's not good enough. If you're going to take the accolades, if you're going to be a part of something, use your power in a meaningful way, not superficially. And I guess that's why there'll always continue to be people with no substance, because their words are as hollow as they come. And they'll never really amount to anything until they stop thinking about themselves and think about the people who they can really truly help.